Hello, I'm Jeanette at Rustic, and today I'm chatting with Lucy Brada, who went to Peru last summer, and she's going to tell us all about her experience as well as tips for future students. Hello, Lucy.
Hi,
It's so nice to chat with you. Tell us about yourself.
I'm from Wisconsin, specifically Green Bay. I'm 18 years old and I'm still in high school. So excited to go to college and just make the big step to being on my own. I'm actually a pretty musical person. I play three instruments, piano, trumpet, and French horn. I do piano lessons privately once a week, but I am in the band and I love to travel. I was excited to go to Peru and one of my sisters actually did a trip like Peru, and she was the one that inspired me to go on this trip. So yeah.
Let's jump into talking about Peru. What was the thing that surprised you the most about the trip?
I think just looking at the landscape, because I'm from Wisconsin, which just is trees, but like not many mountains or anything like that. So just looking at the mountains and like the first part of the trip, we were in the Andes. So waking up to the mountains, just seeing like the sun go over them, it was just beautiful. The people actually, they were all so sweet, even though I didn't speak one word of Spanish or like the language they speak there. I just thought they were welcoming. They all were very kind and they were just amazing, really. The food also surprised me. I was a picky eater, so just like experiencing new flavors. And the most exciting yet weird thing for me was when I found out they ate guinea pigs. I did not try one, but that was like interesting, and I wish I did try it. But yeah.
What was the biggest difference that you noticed in how people live their lives in Peru versus, Wisconsin or just the US in general?
How easy they go along, like with whether they're poor or not or what they have. Like here, it's like money is a lot. And I felt that they didn't worry about that as much as people that I live near. So I think the way they lived was happy and they didn't really worry about it, especially COVID. I feel like that changed a lot of people in my life, but they're like, yeah, it was affecting them, but not to the point where they all stopped their lives. I thought they did a great job of just living their lives, moving on, knowing there's something happening, but they weren't just going to stop and like do nothing. And like the little kids especially, they had no idea what was going on, but they still came and said hi and like bonded with us.
And going back to earlier, you mentioned that you were a picky eater. So, what was your favorite thing that you ate there?
Oh my gosh. I do not remember what it was called, but like we had for most of the trip, we had a lot of chicken. I'm not a chicken fan. So when we went from Andes to the Amazon, we were driving to like the place that we were staying. We stopped for lunch and I finally got to eat beef. Beef is my favorite food. And I had beef, rice, and all these vegetables, or everyone else had like chicken or fish. And I like had a problem finishing my meals just because I was picky, and everyone clapped for me because I finished my whole plate. It was clean, and then like my leaders were so proud of me. I think that like it was so good. The flavor, the just how they cooked everything. I love them, and I always after that I was kept telling them I loved it. It was my favorite meal. We should have it again. It hit the spot that day, and it was so good.
That is so funny. I
Yeah,
love that they clapped for you.
they were so proud of me.
Okay, that's an awesome moment. But is there like another moment, like an unforgettable moment from your trip,
Oh
like your
yeah,
favorite moment?
I guess have a tradition where they cook the food underground, and like we watched them do it, and it was so cool just because I never experienced it. Of course, I would never do that here. But they had like potatoes, meat, all the vegetables, but they dug a hole and then put hot coil over it and cooked, and it came out. It was just like, oh my gosh, there's food. Like it just shook me just how they cooked it underground, and it tasted good. So good. The flavoring. I don't know how they did it. It just amazed me.
I've seen videos like that online.
It
And
was
yeah,
so
you
cool.
wonder, like, how's this going to work out? But
Yeah, when like
that's
our
good.
leaders said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch them cook food underground," and I go, "What? What are they gonna do?"
That brings me to my next question. You said that you have traveled quite a bit, so that must mean that you're experienced with packing. So I'm wondering if you forgot to pack anything.
I did not pack properly for this trip. Like I was expecting it to be hot. My family actually 2 summers before I went to Peru in the summer, but they weren't like where up further with the cold area. So they packed all warm stuff. They're like, it's gonna be warm, but at night it's gonna be cold. Yeah, I packed mostly shorts and like a couple pairs of cold weather clothes. Yeah, at night I needed like mittens and gloves and blankets. So I didn't pack properly. And we got to shop. I bought a coat and a blanket and then had just like layered in socks to sleep in when we were in tenting. But yeah, I would like recommend people to look at the packing and then find other people that went on the trip to see what they brought and like just ask questions because I wasn't really prepared for it.
That makes sense, especially because you guys were doing those hikes like in those
We
high
were doing hikes,
elevations.
yeah. During the day it was nice and warm, but as soon as the sun went down, it got cold. It's just like winter weather.
Do you have any tips for future students?
Yeah, I'd say just go with it. I was very scared to like meet new people that I've never spoken to, especially like I came along on the trip with flying by myself, whereas most of the people met at a certain area. I did not know anyone the first day I met them, and I was scared. But just put yourself out there. Know that they're all going through the same thing. You're all gonna be shy. Just stand out, really. And I just went up and talked, and then met people, became friends with the closest people I am now, just by talking and just not being in my bubble. Just go out. It's not that bad.
And do you know where you're going to travel to next?
I'm not sure yet. I did want to go to like Fiji or like Thailand, so maybe through there, or Costa Rica, one of those. But I'm planning to do one this summer before I go off to college. But yeah, somewhere warmer.
Well, we have, FYI, we have all those trips planned for next year if you want to go with Rustic, but no pressure.
Yeah, I loved Rustic. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lucy, for talking to us for a bit.
yeah.
It was great to chat with you and to hear all about your adventures.
If you'd like to have an adventure in the high Andes Mountains or in the Amazon rainforest, then make sure to check out our Andes to Amazon travel program in the video description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.